Hi everybody, so this is a makeup tutorial on this beautiful look right here. It is a very dramatic fall winter look. It's got some golds, blacks, and a little bit of burgundy in there with a beautiful bold lip. I'm starting off this look today with the NYX Contour Correct and Conceal palette in the light palette. And I'm just going to take this salmon shade and put that underneath my under eyes and also my chin. This is going to help counterbalance the dark circles and some of the imperfections I have on my chin. Next, I'm going to take the lightest shade from the palette and I'm going to conceal my forehead. The reason why I'm doing this is because my forehead is my problem area, so I want to make sure this is completely concealed. I'm also going to take my beauty blender and kind of pat out the harsh lines so when I put on my foundation it's not going to be so chunky. This is my Joe Fresh oil-free daytime moisturizer and I'm just going to take a big chunk of it and I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. I'm going to mix in the Tinted supplement from Lush Cosmetic. I'm also in the shade light yellow. The last thing I'm going to mix in is the NYX Tinted Moisturizer. I think it's in the shade light. It doesn't say on the bottle anywhere, but I'm assuming it's shade light. And this is my little concoction, and I'm going to mix this on the back of my hand. I made this concoction because I had a very dry face and I just needed an extra little bit of moisturizing and hydration into my face, so that's why I wanted to use this type of method. I also wanted coverage as well, and that's why I went in with the tinted moisturizers and the Lush cosmetic supplement. I do blend this out with a foundation brush. It does look really streaky and bulky and chunky and all that. I do go in with a beauty blender. I lost the footage for it, but you will see the results in my next clip. But I just kind of blend it out with the foundation brush, and then after this, I go in with the beauty blender. So this is what it looks like after I pat it out with my beauty blender. Next, I'm going to work on my eyebrows. Today, I'm actually going to show you how I do my one eyebrow. I'm obviously using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade medium brown. I just kind of comb out my eyebrow to make sure everything's nice and straight, and then I work on the bottom half of my eyebrow, only the one half of it, so the beginning half, and I kind of make my nice shape down there, and then I go on to the top, and this is where I'm going to make my angle for my eyebrow. I'm going to just work on the angled part and then elongate my tail. After I'm done making the shape of my new eyebrow, I then go in and fill in all of my eyebrow. I focus more on the inside of my eyebrow than I do on the tail part. That's where I find I have less hair, so I want to make my whole eyebrow look even. I'm not a big fan of the faded look, so I like to have a nice full eyebrow. This is the difference between a done eyebrow and a non-done eyebrow. So now I'm going to set my face. I'm going to go into the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette, sorry, and I'm going to set all the places that I'm not going to conceal. The powder that I'm using is called Nectar, and it's a flush tone color. Instead of using a lighter tone, I wanted to use more of my natural tone because I have used a very light coverage foundation, so it just gives me a little bit of extra coverage. Next, I'm going to go and conceal. As you can see, I am using the LA Girl Pro Concealer. I'm going to be using the shade Light Ivory. And I'm going to put this in all the places that I normally conceal. The under eyes, the bridge of the nose, the forehead, and the chin, and also my Cupid's bow. To blend this all out, I'm going to use a damp beauty blender. I want it to be sheer a little bit, so I'm going in and damping it out. I do find that this concealer is quite liquidy, so I don't need to dampen it too much, just, you know, kind of damp beauty blender to help blend out your makeup. To set my concealer, I'm going back into the NYX palette and I'm going to take Soft Light and I'm going to set everything that I concealed. So I'm going to do a little bit of contouring. I'm taking the contour shade, which is the first shade in the palette. I'm going to take this Morphe brush, which is a chisel brush, sorry about that, and I'm actually just going to carve out my cheekbones with this brush. I like this brush a lot. It can give me a really nice and sharp contour. I'm also going to take a Morphe brush and blend it out just to make it look a little bit more natural. I always contour the tops of my forehead as well. Today I did leave out my jawline and only contoured my cheeks and forehead. To make things look a little bit more natural, I went back into the palette and I took the bronzer shade and I just bronzed up my cheeks. And I also bronzed my forehead as well. This is the palette that I'll be using today. It is the Morphe 35W. The first step that I'm going to do today is actually tape my eyes to get that beautiful cat eye shape. I'm also going to take a sip of my Tim Hortons coffee. So as you can see, I have tape lined up in the corners of my eyes. This is the first shade that I'm using, and what I'm going to do with it is place it into my crease, have it go all the way around the top of my eye, and then I'm going to blend it completely out up into my brow bone. I do blend this shade out quite a bit, and I'm also going to take it to the tape to help give it that cat eye shape as well. This is my transitional color, so I'm not too focused on it. So I'm going to take the matte black that's in the palette, and this is where I'm going to actually create the cat eye shape. So what I'm doing is I'm packing it on the outer V of my eye and also up towards where the tape is, so I get that cat eye shape. And the darkest part is going to be where the tape is, and then when I blend it towards the center of my lid, I want it to be more I want it to be faded a lot more. So the darkest part is on the outside, and then it blends into a very light black. I'm going to take this beautiful gold shade here with a shader brush, and I'm just going to pack it on the inner V part of my eye. I'm going to blend it towards the center, but also leave a small gap because I'm going to put another shade in there. It's okay if you don't leave it blank. You can still pack on the shade if you wanted to or not. So you can kind of work with it. This is the next shade that I'm going to use. It is a beautiful deep purple, and I am just going to blend it into the center between the gold and the black, and this is going to help blend things out and give it more depth. After I'm done packing it on, I'm going to take another brush and kind of blend it into both shades so there isn't any harsh lines. So I went ahead and did my other eye off camera, and now I'm just removing the tape, and I love this part because you get that nice crisp look. Oh, it's so gorgeous. To do my bottom lashes, so I'm taking the black and I'm actually going to shade it along my lash line to like halfway to the other side, and then I'm going to take the gold and shade it along the other half. So this is where things get a little bit more confusing. I ended up taking a pencil brush with the purple and trying to blend out my lines. I just wanted it to have a little bit more depth and more color, I guess. Ended up not working the way that I liked it to, so I just went back in and made my black line a little bit harsher, and that turned out better, but still wasn't 100% happy with my bottom lash line. Mascara, I'm using They Are Real by Benefit, and I'm also using Essence Get Big Lashes. Next, I'm going to take this Sparkle Black, and I'm only doing this just to give a little extra to my look. You can totally skip this step if you want, but I just wanted to add a little bit more sparkle to my look. My blush today will be the NYX Baked Blush. I love this color because it gives me such a natural look. And I wanted my lips and eyes to be very bold, so I went simple with the face. And this is why I chose this color, because it gives you such a beautiful flush finish. This is the highlight that I'll be using today. I'm using the very top shade. So I'm just taking a long fluffy brush and I'm just going to apply this to the tops of my cheeks and then kind of blend it out with my finger. And that is how I apply my highlight. I do very like this palette. It's also drugstore. It's a little expensive at drugstore, but I love the palette. For my brow bone highlight, I'm taking the second shade and I'm just going to apply this to the very tops of my brow bone. I'm also going to highlight my nose, and I'm taking these two shades here, and I'm just going to dot it on at the very tip of my nose and also the bridge. For my lipstick, I'll be taking LA Girl, and I'm using their liquid to matte lipstick. This is in the shade Secret. It's the first time me using this lipstick, so I'm kind of playing around with it. Didn't really like the brush, how it kind of felt on my lips, but I was working with it and I kind of ended up liking it. I also find the lipstick quite sticky. I do add a little bit of the NYC, so I know the NYX matte lipstick, and that kind of helped with the stickiness, but all in all, I really do enjoy this lipstick and I'll wear it over and over again. I also applied a couple of layers of this lipstick and it didn't crack or peel, so I was very impressed with that. This is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, all that beautiful stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!